Good morning. Welcome to Dude RV. Hey, I really appreciate you stopping by. And you got here, say it with me, just in time. That's right, just in time for another campground experiential video. And this one's got to be on the down low. Right now, we're set up at the Hummel State Park, just outside of Winslow, Arizona. And we're headed north and west to the Desert View Campground, Grand Canyon National Park. That's why I said I might have to be on the down low with this video. We'll see how that plays out. We're gonna pack up here, pull in the slide, pick up the blocks, and continue our journey. It's about 3 hours. We've got to stop and fill up, get some fuel, get some last minute items from Wally World, so we're not having to pay the prices at the stores in the national park. So come on with us and let's go to the Grand Canyon. Driving a couple of hours. Check out that big mountain back there. Oh my goodness. And over there is the big ditch. We're getting close. I'm excited. They said it couldn't be done. She said it couldn't be done. Desert View Campground. It's a bit tight. We're inside number 16. So the site is backwards, but we're not complaining because it's not costing me $80 a night to camp at the Grand Canyon. So the pad is, it's kind of flat. You can see we had to block it up on this side. I want to make sure you're not driving into the campsite, so they put these big boulders up. Now, we do have a picnic table and a place to burn some wood. And there's a vault toilet. There's a toilet up there. There's no shower. There's no water. This is boondocking. They've got the generator hours. So, yeah, we don't need it. We don't need power or water. We got all the above. And she's level. But it's snug. We've been in other sites that were kind of snug like this, but there you go. The exit is going to take a little strategy because of the tree, but we'll get it. No big deal. Now we need to go see that big ditch. We might as well go. Oh, I'm good. I know. And I'm not either. Yeah, that's not true.
You were in flip-flops.
You're silly.
Just look at your phone.
There we go. That's a good. Man, that's a long way down. Some kind of canyon. I knew it was going to be crowded. But I also knew that I'd be able to find someplace that wasn't quite as crowded. Wow. That's the Colorado. You probably can't see it, but the Colorado's like right way down there. So the canyon, for the most part, it's over a mile deep at its deepest, and it's 10 miles wide. But if you want to go to the north rim from here, it's over 100 miles to drive all the way around. So we're gonna go over to that point there. This is so cool. I'm having fun. This is Navajo Point. Howdy. Man, that's pretty cool. We need to go find something else. We're now at Lipan Point. This is just epic. So this is called No Name Parking Lot. I'm surprised there's not anybody standing on that point. All right, time to go back to camp. Table feels like you're gonna slide off. You wouldn't expect to have that on a concrete table. Good morning from the Grand Canyon National Park. Good morning from Desert View Campground. It got chilly, got really chilly. Part of being in the high desert. Hot sun during the afternoon and chilly nights. That's good because we didn't need a heater. We wrapped up in the wool blanket. We're done at this campground. Gotta move on down the canyon. So today we're gonna be looking at the Grand Canyon Village area, and we'll end up on in a Forest Service campground. It's 10X this afternoon. At some point I'll put a break in here, an open and a close. I'm not sure exactly where, probably at Grand Canyon Village. But anyway, sun is coming up. It's gonna be super bright. It's a clear day. There is one thing we noticed. There's a lot of rental RVs. There's a whole lot of Class C's in here. The funny thing is they're all European and they're all really long. The one guy across the street from us, he said, I reserved a 25 foot and I end up with a 34 foot. He got it in his sight anyway. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up and move on down. I don't know the name of this observation point. Gotta go over here and look at the sign. I forgot, I was driving. This is, yeah, I still don't know. I was talking about the Spaniards. Morning. Wow.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
Wow.
Are you on the way in?
We got here yesterday and we're moving to Mathers. Thank you. That's a great way to see it. Early in the morning.
Yeah.
So far, our visit to the Grand Canyon has been a whole lot of drive, stop, get out, ooh, ah, back in, drive, stop, ooh, ah. We're headed down here to ooh and ah. Wow, what a great morning drive. Have a little coffee and see the Grand Canyon. It's really hard to wrap your brain. It's hard for your brain to really comprehend how deep that really is. Wow. Let's go see some more stuff. Good morning. I did not close out our visit to the Grand Canyon. We were scheduled to go to 10X, and we actually went to the 10X campground. We got there about 10, 11 o'clock, and we just decided to keep on driving, and we went on into Nevada and spent the night at Boulder Beach Campground, and that's coming up in next week's video. But let me recap our visit to the Grand Canyon. Spectacular. The geology, the whole Grand Canyon itself, amazing. It was crowded. Fortunately I chose to go to the Desert View Campground first versus Mather's Point. That was an advantage for us in that there were fewer people when we arrived, so we got to have a better experience with fewer people at that part of the Grand Canyon. It gave me the opportunity to find some lookout points that weren't just massively crowded. The next day, what you've just seen, we went to Mather's Point, and We arrived there about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and the buses had started rolling in. It boggles my mind that people ride buses from Vegas, which is like a 3-hour drive. So they ride 3 hours in a bus, they unload at one point and get back on the bus and go to the next point. So they spend, and then they go back. So they spend all day in a bus. It just hard for me to wrap my brain around that. But if you're here from Europe and that's your only option, I guess that's what you do to go see the Grand Canyon. The campground, the Desert View Campground, is very tight. Unless you've got lots of experience, I would not recommend trying to get a large motor home into that camp. Anything bigger than this wouldn't work. So 34, 36 feet is about all you're gonna get in there. They don't want you taking coaches that big in there. The number of rental RVs was really amazing, and every one of them was being driven by a European. And as I mentioned, the RV that pulled in across the road from us, a little bitty site. He had reserved a 25 foot, and he gets there and they've given him a 34 foot, and he had to fit it into that little bitty site. I guess he didn't have to, but he did. So the number of rental RVs was just astounding. The crowds at Mathers Point were getting to be a bit overwhelming. So we didn't want to hang out there. The dogs were going nuts. It wasn't any fun with all those people. So we headed on across to Nevada and had a very peaceful night at the Boulder Beach Campground. And I didn't shoot any video from that night of camping because, you know, we got there at like 4 o'clock or whatever time it was, and we basically just relaxed, disconnected. But I did go back and revisit that, so you'll see that next week. I do look forward to going back to the Grand Canyon. I really want to do it in the shoulder seasons, more so than what we already were. The North Rim is someplace I really want to visit. And I would really love to capture the canyon from sun up to sundown with a time lapse, with a really great perspective, wide angle, so you can see the colors change, because it was just, seeing it in the morning was completely different than seeing it in the afternoon. I encourage you to go. Just know it's crowded. That's my thought on the Grand Canyon. It's very cool, but whew, got a lot of people. If this is your first visit to Dude RV, I'd be most honored if you'd consider clicking on that subscribe button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. For those of you who have been following along, thank you. That's why we get to do what we do. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be on this mission. And for our patrons, we are most grateful for your support. We are most grateful for your generosity. Thank you so much. You guys rock. All right, y'all come back now, you hear?